Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder 2 First Impressions on the HMS Iron Duke, the new British premium battleship, and thanks to its massive HE shell, I give it the nickname the HMS Iron Nuke. Beautiful. It's the outstanding feature of the ship to have a viable, really massive HE shell that I'll talk about in just a moment. Let's go over some basics right away. This is a British battleship at battle rating 6.7 with premium status at rank 5, and it is the sister ship to the already existing HMS Marlborough, and it costs $70. It will not get a discount because it's just too new. The earliest time where it will get a discount will be the Victory Day sales at around March 2024, and to be honest, the British tech tree isn't really worth that much at this very moment. I find this highly ironic and quite insulting by Gaijin due to the historical relevance of the British Navy, and also this ship has quite the history. Look up what it did at the Battle of Jutland, where it was the flagship of John Jellicoe, basically the commander of the entire Grand Fleet. So let's get away from this. If you want to have more historical details, go to Drakinifel's channel and look up the videos for that, the 5-minute guides, the Battle of Jutland video. There is so much stuff to watch, and yeah, the Iron Duke class was quite the good first super dreadnought. Let's start with the armor. Distributed armor scheme, main belt only 12 inches or 305 millimeters, the upper belt 9 inches or 228 millimeters. That's not really that strong. Then we have deck plating ranging from 44 millimeters to 25 millimeters to 38 millimeters. We have various decks, and that's a bit a problem. The main weakness of this armor layout is that the lower bulkheads for the front and the rear magazine are bent. That meaning if you wanna angle the ship to increase the armor thickness, the effective one of the main belt, you unangle the front bulkhead, making it relatively vulnerable because it is only 152 millimeters or 6 inches, which is in terms of battleship firepower not really a lot. So then the internal plating of 25 millimeter above the magazine together with the turtleback of 25 millimeter, which aren't too strong to begin with, are made completely irrelevant, even though you have another 152 millimeter plating on the bow, but it just will go through a hot knife through butter when you shoot at it with a normal 14 or 15 inch gun, and that's the problem of this ship. But that's versus the 7.0s. Versus 6.7s, it's okay. The barbettes are 254 millimeters or 10 inches, and turret faces are then roughly 11 inches or 279 millimeters. So overall, this is not a paper ship. It is a lot of armor, but it is not laid out perfectly, I'd say. The problem with the magazines is that they are not that much below the waterline to be completely immune, even though they are really low below the waterline, just like the Marat, but the Marat doesn't blow up like the Iron Duke does sometimes. It's not on a regular basis, but yeah, it happens. Then you have a speed of 41 kilometers per hour. You have basically no AA. Your torpedoes aren't that great, so I just don't discuss it here right away. Your secondaries are okay. You have 12 6-inch guns in casemates, so 6 per side. They have some serious sap rounds versus destroyers and maybe cruisers. And now finally, let's talk about the 10 13.5-inch 45 Mark 5H cannons in 5 double turrets or twin turrets. And the first thing that you'll notice is that the turret rotation speed is abysmal. It's only 2 degrees per second. Reload is 30 seconds, which is okay, and then you come to the really good stuff, and that is that you have 4 different shell types, and all of them make sense. The stock round is the 13.5-inch HE shell, that's it, that's the name, which packs a whopping 88 kilograms of TNT, giving you 77 millimeters of penetration. And while other battleships also pack sometimes HE shells with the normal nose fuse, this one is so heavy that it actually does meaningful damage. And if you shoot at a destroyer or a cruiser, it's actually valid to use that HE shell. And also versus battleships, it can do serious damage. It can reliably splash even secondaries, AA positions, cause fires, so forces the damage con on that. Also tears up the hull to the sea, so it causes massive floodings if you hit at the right spots, and that brings an enemy battleship really into trouble. Only the normal DPM, I'd say, keeps it in check. But then you also have as a tier 2 upgrade the 13.5-inch CPBC, which is a SAP CBC round. And while it's not as massive as the Japanese and the German high caliber SAP rounds, you still pack 53.3 kilograms, but the kinetic penetration isn't that great in comparison. So at 5,000 meters it's 242 millimeters, and at 10 kilometers only 190. So certain cruisers will give you a problem when they angle their armor. But when you penetrate, this shell, for some bizarre reason, seems to do more damage than even the Japanese shells, and I don't know why. It's not apparent, and I haven't done it like on a regular basis that I could do a statistical analysis of this, but it feels more powerful even though it has less pen and packs less TNT. Maybe it's that the fuse delay, fuse sensitivity just works more reliable on cruisers, but yeah, it's there. And then we also have something rather rare, 2 different AP rounds. And we have as a tier 1 upgrade the 13.5-inch APC Mark 1A, which is an APCBC round. It comes at a muzzle velocity of 759 meters per second, and it's the high yield version, packing a whopping 22.22 kilograms of TNT equivalent bursting charge, and has, compared to the other shell, bit of a lower penetration of 554 millimeters at 1000 meters, at 5 kilometers 447 millimeters, and remember this, at 10 kilometers 352 millimeters. That's not excellent, but certainly not bad. And then we come to the high pen low yield shell, which is the 13.5-inch APC Mark 3A. Muzzle velocity is 759 meters per second, and the TNT equivalent bursting charge is significantly reduced by 8 kilos down to 14.1, and it packs therefore more punch, has more penetration, and at 10 kilometers it's 376 millimeters, so that is 24 millimeters more penetration at 10 kilometers at the expense of 8 kilograms of TNT explosive mass. So you can pick and choose whatever you want. There is something for everybody's taste, for every future potential meta, and I like this ship. It feels reliable. Overall, I just get good results with it. You have to play around the enemies, of course. You have to know what to do and what not to do. Then play a little bit with your speed to deny them the clean aim at your front Emmerich while you prioritize theirs. Your AP is good enough. Your SAP is good enough. You have the excellent SAP, and yeah, sadly you are a World War I era super dreadnought, and you basically have no AA even though you are in your 1928 configuration. One shout out to the skin here that I really like, and it was really worth the 200 golden eagles for me, and it was for free actually. That's the standard that's the standard skin. And well, the bicolor spotted camouflage looks a bit Japanese. The unicolor camouflage is boring. The multicolor camouflage is interesting and weird and wonderful, and that's worth the 200 golden eagles, even though I don't show it you right here. So this is a good grinding machine, but it's way too expensive for my taste. It is just worth at best $50, not just in the current state, but general for premiums. To ask for $70 is just I don't want to say it's fraud, but holy hell, Gaijin and their pricing, right? So the Iron Duke, I call it the Iron Nuke. It absolutely deserves that title, and to just nuke enemies, be them destroyers, cruisers, or the pesky SKR-1 bots with HE, puts just a smile on my face. So it's definitely not that boring. It invites you to experiment around to discover the damage systems in War Thunder, and that is certainly a unique feature. And that's it for me today. So thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, give it a subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.